What are the different types of database software? I'm going to break that down in this video, and I need you to stay all the way to the end to know exactly which one I'm going to tell you. I haven't told you in any of my videos yet, but I'm going to tell you at the end, so stay tuned. Three things I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about the different types of databases. I'm going to talk about the roles and benefits, what they can do for you. And then again, like I said before, at the end, I'm going to tell you which one I use, I've been using forever, and finding the best one for you. I'm going to help you find the best one for you because this one is so customizable. There is not an industry that we have not been able to figure out how to use it in, especially on that front face of lead generation and marketing. So get a pen and paper. Let's make a decision today by the end of this video. So we're going to get started, and I'm actually going to give you kind of the definitions of what are the different kinds of databases because there are tons of them. So I'm actually going to read you a list because again, this is what I use, not my wheelhouse, like not my superpower. You're going to hire superpower people to do this. So the kinds of databases, analytical, right? This is the place you're going to put notes and you do ROI reports. Right? That's a lot of accountants, CPAs, like my son's becoming a CPA and has access now to really ninja software in the tax world and the tax filing world, access that you and I and most of us people would never have or know what to do with, quite frankly. There are data warehouse databases. So that's a central location like parts and inventory, like a tire shop, things like that. There are distributed databases. Think of this as a cloud for your data, but it's in several locations, accessed through a hub. There's end user databases, right? Accessed by one person, clinics, medical documents. By the way, the one that we use has HIPAA certification, and so you can actually use it in medical and chiro clinics and things like that. And then external databases, which are cloud-based. So there's a whole bunch of databases. I have experts that help me with this, but why am I coming live to talk to you about it? Because a lot of you are stuck. You're not making any money because you're not in a database. And I can tell you, when I was 21 years old, Bob Proctor said, whoever monetized the biggest database is going to win, young lady. And I'm like, I didn't know what that meant at 21, just a few years ago. Now, after building lots of databases, making mistakes of going into, buying the hype of some bait and switch other database and moving all your data over there and then having to come back. And I've come back to this one, I think 2 or 3 times, and I'm never moving again for the rest of my life. It is that critical, and it's the biggest costly error. There are so many free ones that you can get right now. Right? As far as just start with something. If you're going to start with free, heck, start with a spreadsheet for God's sakes. But for a lot of you got to think about, here's the challenge. I'll say for a lot of you beginning entrepreneurs or smaller entrepreneurs, you're thinking in terms of hundreds of clients, not thousands and tens of thousands of clients. So your mind and your capacity of reach isn't where it needs to be. If you really want to grow into a larger enterprise and be a 6-figure, 7-figure organization, you won't know all your clients intimately, like by name. So you need this database, right? This client relationship manager system to actually keep the data for you. Who are they? Where did they come from? How did you segment them? What did they want? Like, did you come to me because you want to make money? You want to be a millionaire? You want to get out of debt? You want less taxes? That all gets segmented. If you go to integratedwealthsystems.com, take the quiz, you're going to get segmented into 4 different buckets. So as you go, that's an example of you'll get moved into 4 different financial personalities based on how you answered that quiz. And you can go back and answer it differently and see the track that it takes you on. All that is automation that has been programmed that organizes you. So now I know what you want, right? And I'm talking the front side of marketing. We're not even talking the depth of AI that is going on the internet that actually will track you and do all of that. We're just talking about you as the business owner, sorting your followers, all your followers on the internet needing to come into your database. See, if you're just like running your company, and I know when you're running your company, I've been behind a couple people doing summits and events where I was asked to come and speak, and they're running their whole event off a Facebook platform. And the problem is there's a lot of algorithms. So do the same people get to see the post or the invitation or the confirmation emails? No. There's a whole algorithm to that. So I can tell when they say, well, I've got 1,000 people registered and I'm talking to 35, that they didn't actually have it in a database. They couldn't control the narrative because it's controlled by a social platform. So yes, you need every social platform, but you need them to come into a database. So other benefits and roles that these database softwares are gonna need to do. Not only just organize your data and automate your data, create a client journey for the data. You gotta think about the technical side, right? The storing, the backing up of your data. Like if you went down, could you come back up fast? Like all of that backside, is it being handled properly? Do they have the capacity to handle it? What's their capacity of emails? Can they actually email and and text for you? Or do you have to send all your data to a different software to actually go out through a text system, or can it be integrated through an API? All these decisions have to be made, which is why we need to have a conversation with you. And that's why we're here. We're gonna help you have a conversation, help you decide what's best for you. And my biggest agenda is, could you please make some money as fast as you can? Because you're gonna be happier, and then you can invest faster and be a millionaire faster. A big piece of the roles and benefits that the software I'm gonna tell you at the end that we use that other just email systems don't, is that doesn't allow notes in a sales, what I call the sales system. So for example, if I'm having a conversation with you and then I pass you off to another teammate of mine to have another conversation, could I put my notes in and they put their notes in so we have a summary of all of our conversations with you? Email systems don't have that capacity. They don't have an area in their software for you to put that. That's critical data. Critical. I mean, you have no idea. Some of you absolutely are being misled saying you need all new leads. I can tell you, we monetize, and most businesses monetize, and everybody who's telling the truth monetizes on already existing customers faster and more deeply than getting a new customer to get to know you. If you don't keep any notes, how are you going to keep the history of a client? You know, for a while, we actually did some analysis that, you know, for people to really buy like our biggest, you know, millionaire maker package, they needed to get to know me, not only for months, but sometimes years. A, because they didn't feel like they were ready. That's usually the biggest excuse. I'm not ready to do it, which is why we do a lot of income programs. Let's just get you to make money. Hence why we need a database so you can track your ability to make money. But it's interesting how many people have known me, I call it stalked me, for years before they finally jumped and said, okay, I'm ready and I'm going to take the leap. But if I didn't have a system and a place to keep all the notes of all the conversations, what would have happened? So again, we want you to be able to pull from social channels, give simple little offers, $7, $10 offers in the system, take people on a journey, and immediately monetize as fast as you can and build a database. So we're going to continue to coach you. I'm going to continue to coach you. I need you to do that. I need you to subscribe to my channel, click the notification button. We're gonna be here 5 days a week. Oh, sometimes on the low side, maybe 8 minutes, but pretty much you can count on 10, 12, 15 minutes a day. Great like morning startup for you. There's something in the message that I know you can apply in your life for business or finance, and then have a conversation at night with your family, especially your teenage kids. Get them in this conversation about money and get them in the right conversation and a congruent conversation. So if you have any other topics you want me to talk about, go to the comment section, put it in the comments, and we will respond back to you by putting it out here on a video. And if you have questions at any time, go to askloral.com. We answer that 24 hours a day and make sure that you always have your questions answered, because you shouldn't be stuck or ever use that as an excuse. Now, to wrap up this video on databases, let's talk about what's best for you. All right, so to find what's best for you, here's just a very short list of things you got to think about. Right? An all-in-one solution, which I have, and I'm gonna give you that answer in a minute. Scalability, I took this all the way into the 30s of millions, so I know it's scalable. I've run it that far. Attached an API to QuickBooks, the whole thing worked, and what did not fall down. Automation that acts like an employee so you don't have to do all the work, and you can actually pre-think, say, summer campaigns or fall campaigns or holiday campaigns. You can program the whole thing out, you get time off, while your two little virtual assistants called your software stack and your database is gonna be working for you, making you money. We're gonna really work through an integrated software stack. So we use KEAP. Yes, it's the old Infusionsoft, and we've been using it. Again, I told you on many videos, I have moved in and out of it many times, and I am back to stay. And we can get you here. We can get you here quick and fast. And because of our relationship with them, which has now been for many years, over a decade, we're here to help you get it done and get it done right. So if you would like to get up and running, get to a 6-figure mark, I'll guarantee you I'll help you make $100,000 in 365 days if you do everything I say. Now, there's the caveat. You have to do everything I say. Oh, in the order that I say it. So don't be a brat out there and say, oh, I'm just gonna do it by myself. Well, good luck with that. How's that working for you? So I'd like to help you make a lot of money quickly. We're in a recession, by the way. I'll be talking about that more. And right now is your fastest and most ideal time to make money. So go to askloral.com. There's a Calendly link to get on our calendar to actually talk about this so we can just get a decision made and get you started so we can get on to other things that are fun and creative. Talk to you tomorrow.